He is just such a sweetheart. Ain't nobody tell him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't laced right, so he laced it right. It was so funny.
Just when it seemed that the chaos between Papoose, Claressa Shields, and Remy Ma had finally subsided, boom, the drama erupts once more, in real time. Papoose's life is falling apart as Claressa pushes him to the curb in front of everyone. Remy Ma is also on the sidelines, making fun of him as though she were hosting the decade's biggest roast. Claressa is also not having trouble sleeping because of it. Without hesitation, she slammed the door, transforming what might have been a peaceful parting into a full-on tale of treachery, as if it were the juiciest soap drama on television. Fans are devouring this. It's causing blockbuster mayhem, to be honest. The unbeaten boxing champion and self-described quote didn't simply throw out Papoose. Rather, she threw him out like the old trainers from the previous season. Furthermore, it appears that she isn't even thinking twice. This Papoose, who once boasted of his loyalty, is now the face of poor decisions. Not to be overlooked is Claria's former fiancé when Papoose first appeared on social media in 2024. It was the same guy who was sharing sultry photos of her there. That chilling aisle. Be back phrase, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's, was dropped by the ex. And you know what? He has returned to the scene. It has been said that he has been playing the long game by providing bloggers and vloggers with screenshots, voice notes, receipts, and apparently even pictures to demonstrate that Papoose has been dropped and hauled. And if you felt that was awkward, go back to 2024 and see Remy Ma, still by releasing what she claimed to be screenshots of Papoose's texts with Claressa. His then-wife caused a furor online. She also didn't hold back, spreading the word on social media before anyone could fabricate a tale following about 7 years of marriage. Remy and Papoose made news online with constant accusations of infidelity, spicily worded text exchanges, and outrageous films that revealed their outside affairs. Papoose formerly had the reputation of being the devoted husband, the guy on reality TV offering advice on love and teaching other men how to maintain their relationships, despite the fact that they were once seen as the ideal black love pair in hip-hop. However, adultery was the last straw in real life, shattering everything. Simple. Raised single quotes as weakness was the block captain. And later on, Claressa Shields emerged as Papoose's new target, a bond so solid that it ultimately caused the marriage to end permanently. Papoose and Remy carried themselves for years as the hip-hop power couple, fighting alongside each other through life's challenges and having similar ideals and aspirations for success. Papoose stood up like the epitome of loyalty when Remy was given an 8-year sentence following that notorious shooting event. Through frequent visits protecting her reputation, promoting her mixtapes, and even acting as a father figure for her kid when she was unable to be there, kept her down during her 6-year attempt. They celebrated Remy's eventual freedom by rebuilding her career and getting married in the traditional manner. They smashed down prison walls together after years of only being able to recite their vows over the jail phone, but they were unable to take down the wall of treachery. Their supposedly indestructible love was in ruins as a result of cheating, which turned into the wrecking ball that no amount of loyalty could stop. And when the break did occur, it was explosive rather than silent. Papoose desired a quiet conversation, in the hopes that it would be resolved amicably. Rather, he made a strong public statement accusing Remy of being a blatant narcissist. She wasn't attempting to keep it hidden though. Remy. She brought the drama into the open so that everyone could witness it, resolved to disclose to everyone the precise conditions under which she had been living. Remy didn't simply vent her annoyance. She transformed their marital disarray into a full-fledged spectacle on social media. She publicly criticized Papoose, calling him a stupid idiot, and posted screenshots of purported communications between him and Claressa Shields. She also claimed that he was actually dozing off on the phone with Claressa while sleeping in her home. That the internet exploded. However, Papoose and Claressa became closer rather than closer. They both presented it as more than just romance, turning what had begun as casual conversation about a brief affair into a plot of love and loyalty. It was growth, support, and ambition. When Claressa shared an emotional Instagram video highlighting their relationship and demonstrating to her followers how genuine it was, she escalated the tension. Papoose didn't take long to move on from Remy as a sign of affection and excitement. He attended Claressa's major bouts, standing ringside and even delivering his well-known Busta Rhymes touch. At verse, fans were unable to overlook the chemistry. He was obviously riding as hard for Claressa as she was riding for him. She also made it obvious that Papoose had a significant influence on her life by publicly stating that she wanted him all to herself. Rumors soon surfaced that things were becoming serious. Enough is enough. A potential proposal is imminent. However, rumors surfaced that Remy herself may have attempted to make a comeback, sending subliminal clues that perhaps, just possibly, she wasn't quite ready to let go of him after all. Just when everyone believed the book was closed on Remy and Papoose, there were even rumors that Remy attempted to rekindle the romance with her still legally wed spouse by sending raunchy pictures. However, that hope quickly vanished once Papoose was locked in with Claressa. Then there was another twist. Remy formally recognizing her relationship with Z that sparked serious concerns, and rumors that Z could have been using taped conversations as leverage, or possibly holding private information over her head. Any chance of reconciliation with Papoose seemed unattainable in the face of such a scandal. Claressa appeared to be laughing the hardest in the meanwhile following the split. Supporters initially urged Papoose on, claiming he deserved a chance at happiness. However, the applause was short-lived. The plot abruptly changed from a brand new romance to a homewrecker controversy. Then the bombshell arrived. Claressa's ex-fiance, who had previously assured her that he would returned with a vengeance, destroying the entire arrangement. Papoose's luck changed at that point. He became the antagonist in a love triangle that he likely believed would make him appear to be the victor, rather than receiving recognition for his ability to move on. And there was no denying it. When Claressa apparently told him it was over when she ditched him in public, she stated that she wished to put herself first, and perhaps even give her ex another opportunity. Consider immediate humiliation. Once hailed as the epitome of fidelity, the man was now humiliated, discarded, and known as the guy who placed the incorrect bet on a romantic relationship. Even worse, Remy remained mute and only posted cryptic messages like "the trash took itself out," which fueled online rumors that she was disparaging him. According to rumors, Papoose has been discreetly contacting their common acquaintances to see if there is a way to maintain their good name. However, this is the one thing that is obvious. He discovered the hard way that things aren't always better elsewhere, in an attempt to determine if Remy would even answer the phone. Papoose has been experimenting. However, it seems very hard to leap back into anything with her at this time. I adore a Pisces.
Pisces, I love really hard. But I'm happy to, love somebody who wanna, love somebody back. You know what I'm saying? He is just such a sweetheart. Ain't nobody tell him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't laced right, so he laced it right. It was so funny. But he's definitely a sweetheart, and he deserved the best, and I am the best.
Even a casual relationship appears unlikely because of the excessive drama surrounding their separation. She isn't biting, yet a gentle landing with Remy would have prevented his wild fall. And Claressa Shields twisted the knife even farther, just when it appeared that Papoose had already reached his lowest point. Her vague yet brutal message set Instagram on fire, although the truth always comes out. Sometimes people enter your life with hidden agendas. When it does, you give the cleanup to God. She didn't need to, yet she never called Papoose by name. The internet immediately recognized the target of the loud shade. More than any boxing blow she had ever delivered, that one message went deep. It's no longer shocking to fans who have followed this story. It is just amusing. Papoose, Remy, and Clarissa's complex love triangle has evolved into a real-life soap opera in which karma, loyalty, and treachery repeatedly clash in the most repulsive manner. Not to mention that Papoose and Remy are still legally wed, which adds a layer of intrigue to every turn. However, this is not the end of it. Clarissa's ex-fiancé is still unfinished. According to insiders, rumor has it that he is hoarding additional receipts in anticipation of the ideal moment to play his cards. Although public opinion has encircled Papoose and left him humiliated, some people think he won't be down for long. It was wonderfully summed up by one admirer. Instead of being knocked out, he has been pushed into a corner. Remy Ma, the silent storm in the backdrop, comes next. She has largely been quiet thus far, allowing her enigmatic posts to stir things up. However, given how this game is unfolding, her next action has the potential to completely change the plot and start anew, as if the circus couldn't get any crazier. The triangle is rocked by yet another twist. Rumor has it that Clarissa's ex-fiancé isn't only seeking retribution. All this time, he has supposedly been holding on to explosive evidence. According to rumors, he has never before seen voice notes and pictures that might reveal Papoose and Clarissa in ways no one anticipated. It is already being referred to as the ultimate knockout by fans, and there's crazy tension on the internet, and Papoose is rushing, while everyone waits to see if he will eventually drop those receipts. According to those close to him, he has been attempting to repair his reputation by getting in touch with former colleagues in the business before things become further worse. Here's the catch, though. According to some of those alleged acquaintances, he is desperate and would even plead behind closed doors to remain relevant. It is difficult to witness a guy who was once regarded as the embodiment of fidelity fall from favor. Remy, meanwhile, isn't letting the limelight go. Fans believe that the subliminal statements she has been making in her captions are directed at both Clarissa and Papoose. According to one of them, snakes cannot hide indefinitely. They may be identified by their hiss. The internet was ablaze with discussion about whether she was implying treachery from Clarissa, Papoose, or even both in that one post. It's not the end of the mess. Clarissa herself has reportedly been questioning her actions. According to some followers, she has resumed liking her ex-fiancé's previous postings. It just stoked rumors that she may truly turn back towards him, if accurate. Papoose would be left vulnerable and alone in the center of the debris. Yes, this is no longer simply drama. Screenshots, subliminals, and dubious posts are being used as blows in a full-fledged heavyweight battle. Fans are drawn to the chaos, waiting for the knockout punch that might permanently damage reputations until someone drops those so-called receipts. The most recent rumors, Clarissa's camp is reportedly incensed, alleging Papoose has been fooling around with other women on the side while using her name as leverage. According to the blogs, one of these ladies is prepared to come out with her own voicemails and screenshots, threatening to reveal Papoose's untidy behavior behind Clarissa's back. Remy and Clarissa won't be the only ones mortified if that occurs. His entire reputation will burn to the ground. This is where things get crazy. Supporters are beginning to wonder if Clarissa is already aware. According to insiders, Che has been stepping back lately, concentrating on her training and sharing fewer posts about Papoose, while she maintains her immaculate brand. Some even believe she is deliberately allowing him to sink in his own controversies. If accurate, that is a shrewd maneuver that is also chilly. Not to be overlooked is Remy Ma. Even if she may be silent, she is still there. According to rumors, she is planning a candid interview in which she would reveal all that actually transpired behind the scenes with Papoose, since she is the only one who truly understands his secrets. If she does, it may be the last nail in his coffin. Imagine the internet going crazy as Remy sits across from an interviewer and keeps unleashing bombs. Timelines are broken by that. type of material. Clarissa's ex-fiance is making a comeback, apparently deeming vloggers and followers to imply that he is the one with the actual receipts, screenshots, recordings, perhaps even videos. The whole narrative may be turned upside down once more if he chooses to dump them, demonstrating that Papoose was not just irresponsible, but also reckless with the ladies in his immediate vicinity. With Remy firing bullets, Claressa perhaps retreating, and the ex prowling like a shark, the love triangle has now devolved into a battleground. Papoose seems to be standing in the midst of an uncontrollable storm. The most absurd aspect is that the problem just gets worse. Another revelation lands on the internet just when folks thought Papoose couldn't handle another setback. Insiders assert that a covert group chat is circulating this time, purportedly filled with receipts from women who claim to have dealt with Papoose throughout his time with both Remy and Claressa. There are said screenshots of late-night conversations, flirtatious texts, and even Cash App transfers in that conversation, and there's a rumor that someone is going to reveal everything already. Fans are guessing as to who may be responsible for the leaks. Remy could be subtly fanning the flames, according to some, while others believe Clarissa's ex-fiance is manipulating events in an attempt to permanently damage Papoose's reputation. In any case, the public is watching, and Papoose's reputation as a devoted spouse will be destroyed forever if those group chat receipts disappear. Claressa has also been acting strangely in the interim. Recently, she liked a dubious post that said trash sometimes gets removed on its own. You just must allow it. Convinced that she was subtly referring to Papoose, fans quickly linked the dots and poured into the comments if that's accurate. She may already be over him and have decided to leave the situation while he suffers through it alone, while everyone else is playing checkers. Remy has been playing chess. According to sources, she is working on new music, and her followers are certain that it will contain subliminal messages directed specifically at Papoose and Claressa. Imagine her spitting bars about public humiliation, treachery, and disloyalty. The internet would be analyzing every word, and a hip-hop would be rocked. The most bizarre aspect is that marketers that previously wanted to collaborate with Papoose are reportedly retreating out of fear of being associated with his disaster. According to industry insiders, it appears that a man who was once a symbol of devotion and family values is losing his business from the ground up. The key question now is whether Papoose will defend himself and clear his identity. Or is this the last stage of a controversy from which he has no escape? There is no doubt that this narrative is far from done. The Claressa Shields and Papoose storyline repeatedly demonstrates how quickly devotion can be betrayed and how retribution always comes back to haunt us more forcefully than a punch in the ring. What began as a romance straight out of a fairy tale has turned into a warning, reminding everyone that nothing in this game is stable for very long. Claressa is currently in possession of the title. It is acting like the unbeaten champion that she is. Remy is keeping followers guessing with cryptic messages while seeing the devastation unfold from the sidelines, and Papoose, man, he's frantically attempting to salvage what remains of his name and repair his public image. The odds aren't in his favor. But let's face it, this is when the juicy part begins. Will Remy surprise everyone by reclaiming Papoose? Is it possible for Claressa to turn around and get back together with her former fiancé? Or is there going to be an even more bizarre narrative twist that no one anticipated? We do know that this story isn't going to slow down, and the next shocking revelation might come at any time. To ensure you don't miss a single messy update, press the notification bell before you dip. Hit the like button if you're riding with us, and push subscribe if you're a genuine person. Believe me, this drama's next turn will rock the whole